Body alone. White, real quick. All right, all right, all right. Can you tell I'm excited? Yes. Can you tell I'm excited? Child, I tapped in today on Candace while she was live. I just logged into YouTube while she was live. Just to make sure she was live like she said she was gonna be. Child, what does this say right here? Can you I'm gonna airdrop it. Let me let me airdrop. Let me airdrop this picture to you so that you can see exactly. Let me make sure my airdrop is on. It is. Airdrop that to me, please. Yes, that. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I got it. Because child, we've been on OBS for so long. We know how to do it. Look, what does this say? How, how many people was watching this at the time that I screenshotted it? 119,000 people was watching. I was like, what? I'm sorry, what? 119,000 people was watching this live. Blew me away. Obviously in a good way, but I mean, I was like, what? Let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Hold on, and let me close it. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Thank you for the thumbs up. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Child, I got this big double burger from Cookout with the barbecue sauce.
All right, you
What's up,
guys.
girl?
Happy birthday to me.
Oh my God.
Birthday to me. I am back from Italy. And what did I miss?
Italy. Oh my goodness, girl. I didn't know you were out of Italy. Oh, I love you too. Oh my God. I love you too.
Really a lot. Apparently, a presidential award ceremony, whereupon which I was awarded Time's Most Vile Person of the Year.
Oh, okay. Okay, we making the cover of Time. Child, look, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Start a trend. Start a trend. Who's up next? Who gonna get it next year?
Really?
Right.
Wow. Okay, Trump. To what do I owe the honor?
Right.
Importantly, to whom? We will explore that. I gotta say, what I
What?
embraced most, without question, was the absolute whiplash from Trump's Truth Social post about me, followed almost immediately by their administration crying about the left's rhetoric.
Mm,
Post shooting, if that's what we're calling it. I think
sure.
it's more appropriately entitled an incident.
Mm,
The correspondence dinner.
mm.
Like Melania, I have always said I love her. I love you truly, Melania. But this tweet about the left's rhetoric pertaining to Jimmy Kimmel, referring to him as hateful and violent rhetoric. No, no, I gotta stop you right there because this feels a little bit like people in glass houses. And speaking of which, Erica Kirk came out today and she was channeling Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation. I was feeling it at first. I was like, we're about to get a routine, a dance routine.
What is all this black hat, black? What is black button up? Is it a button or a zipper? freedom hat. Okay. Hair pulled back in the ponytail. You know, just let her go.
And we didn't get that. Instead, we got something horribly scripted. And of course, she lied.
Always. Duh. We just suspect that at this point.
On my birthday, shame on you, Erica. Shame on you. Welcome back to Candace.
Sick of that music. Well, just a second. Is Candace's birthday today? It just did not pop up on my calendar. I swear to God, it did not pop up on my calendar. I have April 20. Oh, today is April 20. Oh, I didn't repeat it. I didn't put the repeat on. Oh my God. Oh no, I forgot. I didn't put the repeat. When you put somebody's birthday. And then you hold on, let me edit it. It didn't repeat for this year. Jeez. I'm like, how did I miss that? It's on my calendar. I didn't put the repeat. Oh, bummer. I'm here. I'm here. It's okay, nonetheless. Jeez. I'm like, wait, birthday. How did I miss that? I'm like, I know I checked my calendar today. What?
Quick shout out to Nimi Skincare for supporting
For sure.
today's show.
For sure.
I'm very intentional about what brands I work with, and Nimi is one that I actually
Trying to get into this burger.
Simple skincare. As
soon as I finish this Marco's what is it called? The pepperoni stuff. I think it's just cheesy bread. Don't get it mixed up with Domino's, because Domino's is stuffed.
Skincare.com and use my code Candace10 at checkout for additional 10% off your order. Okay, so what did I miss?
What?
Well, apparently I won.
Mm-hmm.
To win.
Right.
And I don't get to win often.
We'll take it.
I got a lot of accomplishments here. Podcasting independently. I had to rebuild my entire YouTube channel from scratch. After being gloriously, publicly fired and hanged for suggesting that genocide is always wrong. Despite all of that and taking this podcast #1 globally with a small team, I just don't win anything. So you can imagine that when I found out that Donald Trump was publicly announcing me, naming me, Candace Owens, as Person of the Year, there was this little glimmer of hope, right? I'm not gonna lie. Here is what he sent out on Truth Social. He wrote, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high.
What picture is this? What picture with the do-rag and these lashes? I don't know what's going on with them lips.
Has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case,
Stop.
She is an extremely low IQ individual.
Remember who said that? Remember, Barron said that. Remember, Barron just said that on his show last week about Trump, and he said that's his racist comment toward black people. He called us low IQ. Remember, that's what he said.
That photo, ouch.
Right.
Yikes.
What if
I'm not looking too hot, right? And also, like, what was going on that day between Trump, or even in the previous week? Actually, to what do I owe this dishonor? And hasn't he already said this? Is he kind of repeating himself here? He called me low IQ. He's already asserted that I was uglier than Brigitte.
Right.
Actually, between the two of us, it's not even close. Does he feel like his point was not delivered effectively? The first 4 times that he made it. Yeah, this is actually the 4th tweet about me in the span of 2 weeks from the free world. Before we get to who demanded that the tweet be sent, it wasn't Trump.
Demanded.
Address the points that are made within it, because what actually was he trying to accomplish? What it actually was the administration trying to accomplish with that tweet? Okay.
So what was going on?
Was a little bit of politicking.
Sure.
By now, you are plenty aware that Washington, D.C. runs on blackmail and secrets.
Ooh.
They send operators out to find your deepest, darkest, most humiliating secrets. Wouldn't want the public to know. Once they discover these secrets, you're kind
Blackmail.
of presented with really just two options. One, fall into line, deliver the talking points. If you're in Congress, vote how we want you to vote. If you're in media, say what we want you to say. And we'll make sure the public never finds out. Or, here's your other option, don't stand against us and we will reveal all. We will make your lives miserable. That's how it works. That's how it works in politics. And it's incredible to me what people will do, what shame they will put themselves through, and the statements they will make, we know are abundantly untrue, simply to avoid public embarrassment. And I guess in that regard, I got to give Trump a little credit here because the photo he shared of me, to be clear with you guys, it is real.
Oh, okay.
It's not AI.
I thought so.
Suspicious. Is this a real photo?
What happened?
Imagine that was at least refreshing. After 4 days of his top advisor, Laura Loomer, sharing AI photos, illusory stories about drunken hit and runs, and fairy tales about secret trusts to hide money from Macron, all in this like manic fit to try to land a hit on my rather boring life. You can imagine that there must have been some satisfaction when they stumbled upon something that is authentic. But you see, the only problem with people who are cartoonishly evil is that they also tend to be equally as dumb. So you can imagine how deflated they are going to feel to learn that the photo that they stumbled upon, my deepest, darkest secret, was actually at first shared by me, okay, on my Twitter account. This was not found by some journalist. So in 2019, I shared that because I'm actually proud of that photo. And so I will briefly tell you the story as to how it came to be because I was not that well known in 2019, and so you may have missed it. The story is from 2016, before I had any public profile whatsoever. I had moved into a brand new, newly built luxury apartment. And one night I received a knock on the door from the building maintenance claiming that there was a system-wide HVAC leak. Okay, they needed to then pull the carpet back in a spare bedroom, and it was completely soaked through in the closets. They ran a fan, and they advised us not to go in that room for a couple of days while the fan was running. Okay. I just created a $47 ebook in 3 minutes flat using AI. Time me while I do it again. Already in Designer, interface is loading. Watch how fast this is. It must have been a few days later that I woke up and my eyes were completely red and they were pussing and it was itchy. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know what this is about, thinking that it was separate. Within weeks, I then broke out, and that is what you were seeing, head to toe.
Okay.
In eczema, something I had previously never had. I'm talking giant patches of eczema all over my skin. My hair fell out in clumps, and this is now over a couple of months. And I kid you not, I even got athlete's foot, which is insane. Yep. I had 2 asthma attacks that landed me in the hospital, and I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what was happening. Were it not for somebody that was in my life who instantly recognized the picture of all of the symptoms and told me that there had to have been a toxic mold presence for which I needed to have the environment tested immediately. And I genuinely think that that person could have potentially saved my life. I would have never figured out what was going on because everything seemed so separate and sporadic. And just so you know, Trump, I have way worse pictures than the one that you shared. And it was beyond just physical symptoms, beyond itching, the hair falling out. Mentally, I was a completely changed person instantly. I was exhausted. I was sleeping up to 16 hours a day. The only way that I can describe it to you all is I just suddenly was not myself anymore. And it was as though my brain could not think or process thoughts. Everything that I had to do, even things that I didn't have to do, was overwhelming. It was a task. If somebody texted me, I would cry and I would become overwhelmed because I couldn't think of how to respond back. Like I was exhausted at the idea of having to answer somebody back in a text message. It just seemed like an impossible task. So it was sort of going in a couple of months. I felt like, oh, my looks and my brains, everything is just gone, right? And I had not realized up until that moment how much of my personal confidence was actually tied to my looks. Like, oh, my certain things have been easier for me for being, and Trump, you feel free to dispute this, but generally good looking by most people's standards. And I didn't appreciate that. I tied that so much to who I was. I used to be able, truly, I would, at this time in my life, I would just pop on a red lip. I was doing the Taylor Swift thing for a little bit and run out of the door without putting on any makeup. I'm going to show you pictures leading up to this HVAC leak. This is a picture of me, a few pictures of me in August of 2016.
Okay, face.
There's another picture of me before this happened.
Okay,
In
face.
August. Another picture of me in August.
Okay,
of
nose.
2016, rocking the red lip,
Mm-hmm.
makeup here.
No
just,
makeup.
doing some hiking with my cousins. Another picture of me, I wasn't needing to wear makeup at all. And another picture of me, just traveling, feeling confident in myself.
Okay.
And yeah, the picture that Trump shared was taken just 3 months later. I was sick. I was very, very sick and immediately humbled. I did not want to see anyone. I'm not going to pretend that I was this profound person. I did not want to see anyone. I did not go out. I also didn't have the energy to see anyone. I only let my cousin Mia see me. You've heard me mention her on the show. She took care of me day in and day out. And eventually, a doctor told me, this is not, I can keep prescribing you pills, but the only way that you're actually going to be able to beat this, an infection like this, is you have to move. An unbelievably restricting diet. You cannot have
diet.
Not even sugar that is in fruit. It's a very strict candidiasis diet. And okay, I was
no sugar.
Pride.
I have to admit, I do have to admit, I have a story very similar. Very, very similar. Very, very similar. About, confidence being tied to your looks, right? I went through this phase where I used to wear makeup, not foundation or anything like that. I used to wear really heavy eye makeup. So I would put eyeliner at the bottom of my eyes. I would put mascara on my lashes, double, sometimes triple coat. I would put an eyeshadow on my eyes, like, because they have the little white in the middle part, and then you got like then you have the little eyebrow pencil where you pencil in the eyebrows, and then you take like the little concealer or whatever, and you kind of like brush it, and you know what I mean, kind of make your and then not just that, but I used to wear weave. Lots and lots of weave. So I understand the whole humble thing. Oh my goodness, my looks humbled me. I had that moment. Now, the reason I don't wear makeup is a completely different story from the weave story. Those are two different scenarios, two different incidences. But that weave, when I stopped wearing weave, I stood at the door maybe about 10 minutes, just standing in front of the door. A hand on the doorknob, don't even want to leave out the house. 10 minutes. I'm about to be late for work. Definitely late. I had an exam that morning for chemistry 2. It was tough. And I didn't look in the mirror, I want to say for like 6 months because I was growing my hair. I had decided that I wanted to wear locks. I wanted to lock my hair. And so that ugly phase is real. Let's just put that out there. When they say, oh, you had to go through the ugly phase, they call it an ugly phase for a reason. Okay. It's a real phase. And oh my goodness. Luckily, I had hair and I didn't have to start with the little bobby pins or whatever you want to call them, but the little paper clips. But I woke up. I've actually I had just got home from church. I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted after church because I could have been dancing, I could have been miming, I could have been singing in the choir, I could have been doing something. So I'm so exhausted. And you know how you just lay down in the bed and you just fall asleep. I fell asleep with all my eye makeup on. And I can remember just rubbing my eye in the middle of in the middle of me sleeping. And then I woke up and I'm like still rubbing it because like now it's irritating me. If I knew back then that it only took baby shampoo to get rid of the chalazions or the styes that come up on, if only I knew that it only took baby shampoo. However, we're all humbled differently. So that definitely humbled me because um I didn't know how to get rid of them. They wouldn't go away. I had like one huge one right here in the middle of my eye, well, on this side. And then I had like one like up here. Talk about humble. Mm. And I had to get them surgically removed. I did have to get those chalazions surgically removed, and it's a very horrifying way but she got rid of them, so shout out to her, but she had to flip the eyelid over. Viewer discretion advised, please. Let me just put it out there. Viewer discretion advised, chill. Give you a warning now. She has to flip the eyelids over. And then she has to take a little small scalpel. She had to slice the chalazion open, squeeze out all the oil. It's just oil, build up oil. Squeeze it all out, squeeze it all out. And then she has to take this little, hold on, and she has to burn it, burn that spot. Yes. What can I do for you, my lady? Um, okay, it looks like that um profile picture is a female, Lucci Diaz. I don't want to assume, because I did say, well, okay, what is it? But yeah. Uh-oh. Was you mute from yesterday? Oh, I just looked. I'm so sorry. Look, I just looked from yesterday when I was playing music. I'm not a big crier, and I can tell you, you wouldn't have known it if you knew me during that time period. Okay. And also for the first time in what felt like a very long time, because prior to. I have a question. I want you to reach. I have cancer. Oh, what kind of cancer? Okay, thank you. Um, is that a million? I she put a comma or something. I gotta count it. I think it. Hold on. Okay, that's 10. 10. Oh, thank you. I'll receive that for sure. Um, is that insensitive to ask what kind of cancer? I was just trying to New York City, make small talk. I started crying again.
I felt like since the first time since, I was living with my grandparents, maybe in middle school, I hadn't made prayer a daily habit, but I did. And I remember vividly lighting this candle in my bedroom at night and getting on my knees and praying. And I will say, I know it's not acceptable, but I was bargaining with God. I
Ooh,
remember specifically
acceptable. Who that? Who? Ooh, not bargaining. I know I ain't the only one that done did that before. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. What we doing? What we doing? You know, I'm not the only one that bargained with God before.
Didn't care about the looks. I just want my mind back. I just want to be able to think again. I just want to be able to write again. I want to be able to have energy again. I want to be Candace. I want to be Candace on the inside. And when it came down to it, I that's all I wanted. I got to look like myself, but to be healthy again. And right from that experience, realizing that health is everything. Your health is everything.
Did we not have a health quote yesterday? Was the quote yesterday not about health? Come on now. Come on, you guys. And she brings up a really good point because a lot of women who are burdened by their weave, who are like stuck in it and can't escape it. Man, oh man, I've been there before. And when I tell you, I am just so glad. I'm just so glad that I got away from weave. Oh, like it's the worst. I'll that I can admit, it's definitely the worst. Okay, because you're talking about somebody who used to change their weave once a week. For what? For what? Obsessed. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. I could ramble on for hours about that doggone weed.
Your looks mean nothing in the scheme of things. I was happy to accept that was how I was going to look for the rest of my life. Anyway, the story.
I only have one day left.
Actually,
When I'm done, you
apartment,
promise you'll
did that
allow
strict
myself.
diet. Did eventually have to chop my hair, but did
Sure.
a cute little bob. Here's a picture here. With
Okay.
a lot of time, I
Shein?
would say probably maybe like 6 months, my
Ooh.
skin fully cleared up, which
Okay.
is not something that I was expecting. And what followed that was I think it was August, almost a year exactly. And in August of 2019, I started for the first time my political YouTube channel, having no idea how successful it would be. And when it became successful, I really enjoyed the hindsight of that story. Like, and of course, this is probably me. This is me inserting this, but I felt like God was giving me a little bit of a test before I had life in the limelight. Like I always think, what if I had instead prayed and said, "Oh, please, God, give me my good looks back. Take my body, but give me my good looks back." Yeah, anyway, I for whatever it's worth, I entered the space of politics with a very real understanding of how fickle it all is.
Ooh,
I felt
not fickle.
completely that I was at God's mercy. I wanted to sort of keep my circle really small. As you guys know, my cousin Mia still works with me. She is the person who actually helped me upload my first video onto YouTube. She filmed me. If you can find that video on this channel. And as you know, she's still rolling with me today. She was the one I took with me to see Erica because of vibes. And so I feel like I went into politics just with the right attitude and not impressed by a lot of the things that the other people were impressed by. I knew the importance of family. And again, how quickly everything could be stripped away from you. All I wanted was my health. And I was just so grateful to be able to think again. So to Trump, there you go. To you directly, I guess it's important for you to know that you have no power over me and my life. I chose to share that picture. That's why you have it. That's why you could have somebody put that on an AI cover. I made a decision to share that with the public because it was the lowest moment of my life. I do not want people digging through to find that and to try to embarrass me. I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm proud of who it made me into today. People get sick. Okay. In fact, there are people who email us daily about their chronic illnesses and tell me how much this podcast helps them get through the day. People who are going through surgery, people who are going through cancer. And
so look, she just said she was going through cancer. Now, I don't know about that. I only got one day to live. You know, people do be on here trolling. And I'm like, I didn't want to repeat it because I don't want to put that into the atmosphere. And I'm like, well, if you put it into the atmosphere, I'm just assuming that that's.
Are wearing bandanas and have no hair. Listening to this podcast, it gives them a laugh, and that's okay. Like, who cares what you look like? Okay, that's you have low moments, you get through them, and I will say that never when I went through that, and to people who are sick and going through things, never could I have imagined that my lowest moment would one day
The president. Bingo.
If you're in your 30s,
Bingo.
it's for you. Salon gels are so damaging.
Imagine that.
Nail polish chips after just. I do feel like to Trump, he's just repeatedly humiliating himself over and over again. And he can continue to do that in front of the world. I will say real power never has to name itself. I am MAGA. I built MAGA. I am loved 100% by the people. Just look at these polls. It's like, come on, old boy. Who are you fooling?
Not old boy.
You weren't even worth replying to.
Oh.
I could make time for it. You weren't even worth interrupting my holiday in Italy to address. Okay. And let's now address the words on the cover of the magazine.
Vile.
To a lot of people.
Vile.
Oddly racist, honestly. This particular portion.
Low
Idea of using rich white men. Amazon's lies, and it uses rich white men. Okay, I'll bump this to you, White House. Please, reporter, ask him, which rich white man have I used in my life to know that? Because it's such an odd thing to say. All of my exes were poorer than me, with the exception of one. When my husband and I got married, thanks to strict immigration laws, we were entirely supported by my income because he was not allowed to work. So they got a green card, and COVID dramatically slowed down the green card process. So during the first almost 2 years of our engagement through to our marriage, we had one income in our household. I had no debts when I met him. I had $1 million book deal when I met him. I think we moved 800,000 copies of my first book. So I had a lot going on for me. I think at least we could say it's more than Trump can say regarding his.
I got one of those 800,000 copies.
My question
Blackout.
would be, would you describe Melania as using rich
Ooh.
white men?
Oh.
What about Laura Trump?
Oh.
Does that only apply, that expression apply, if the person getting married to a white person is black? Is it like literally because I'm black and I'm marrying someone, even if I have my own money? I think that's kind of what you're getting at. You meant to imply that George's family has generational wealth, as in his parents are richer than my parents. Yes, you are correct. Served. Oh my gosh, I got served. Is that supposed to be publicly humiliating to me? Yes. My mother did not even graduate high school. My father was a plumber for most of his life. We have no wealth that I can speak of. I will not be inheriting anything from my family. Well done. Congratulations. There are many people out there that can relate.
Definitely can relate.
This is the game of politics. You think that like this is what's going to bring me to my knees? That I don't come from a wealthy family. And I want people to know that the real driver of the entire random attack on me from the president and
what he said about Lord,
some race was actually his top advisor, Laura Loomer.
Lauren Loomer.
Specifically, that she was ranting to people. Because this is when she was deep in the throes of her psychosis about how she wasn't invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Oh no! All this advising she been doing, and y'all ain't invite her to the White House Correspondents' Center. First of all, she should be happy that she didn't go with all that damn drama that they had going on. But y'all didn't invite her. Child, she over there with Megan on the bench. Technically, Megan can't even start hers till she finish. Is it Moulin Rouge? Is that where she at? I don't know what the hell going on with Megan. But carry on.
Already upset about. And because she was out there throwing everything, which we'll get to later, making up rumors about me and my family, she demanded a tweet of support from Trump. In fact,
Ooh.
that is what does explain the hint of racism behind the tweet.
Mm.
She is truly manic, and leading up to Trump's tweet, she had been particularly focusing on my race, and I will just let you hear the things that she was saying before Trump dropped the uses rich white men section. Take a listen. I just remember her always talking about how she wanted to be like a suburban wife. Like she wanted to drive like a black Escalade. She used to talk about how Club Monaco was her favorite store, and she always just wanted to have like a white husband and
Her
be
face.
like
Look at Candace.
married to like a established white man.
Look at
And she
Candace.
used to tell me like, "Oh, I don't date black men."
Oh.
And she's like, "In fact, when I was in school, I was known as the girl that would like go to the club and basically steal your man." Like, that's how she really used to talk. And she would say, there was something just like really satisfying to me about being a black girl from the hood, being able to like walk into a ritzy bar in Greenwich and leave with the hottest white guy there. Basically, like ruin the relationship of like the popular white girl. This is how she used to speak. And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid.
Nappy-headed black bitch is racist on a different level. On a it's the nappy-headed black bitch for me, but
Candace Owens. Candace Owens is just this one resentful ghetto black bitch. Like that's literally what she is. She's a
we went from nappy-headed to ghetto.
To like listen to this, and I'm not a racist person, right? Like I don't hate like
You just called her nappy-headed.
But I say she's a ghetto black bitch because
right.
Listen to the way that she has so much resentment for white girls, like white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm originally blonde too. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Maybe that's why Candace has so much resentment towards me. But listen to the way that she
Look at Candace.
how traumatizing it was for her to go on a play date as a young black girl in Connecticut at the home of a wealthy white blonde girl with blue eyes. And she really sees Erica Kirk as that white blonde girl that got everything that she wanted while her mommy and daddy didn't love her. Mommy and daddy didn't love me, and I was jealous of the white blonde girl growing up who had mommy and daddy. So now I'm going to dedicate my life to destroying every pretty white blonde girl that has a happy family.
Not every, it's just Erica. And technically, we're not destroying anything with Erica. She's doing it her damn self. We just talking about it.
Want to have a happy family.
Don't go on a commercial now. Shit. Damn, go on a commercial now. Let her finish. Look at Candace. Yeah, a lot to unpack there. Not really worth unpacking. Exactly. It's just too much. Insane. I do genuinely believe that she is on the brink of needing to be committed again. But the point in all of these lies, that's somewhat like who goes to the club in high? Who's going to the club in high school? I've never in my life actually been out in Greenwich, Connecticut. Nobody had that kind of money, obviously. As you just mentioned, following that, but this entire thing, you have to recognize what to pull away from this is that she was going on an unhinged racist rant, and then she was able to make a demand that the president of the United States issue a truth social supporting her mania. And it was a demand, I want to be clear, that I am told specifically that Susie Wiles was staunchly opposed to. Credit to Susie Wiles. That she came up against that and said this is a very bad idea. And yet, Trump's team overall conceded. The question is why? That's a very important question. Why did Donald Trump concede to a lunatic? There has been, of course, a very long-standing rumor, and it's because she blackmail on him. Oh, let's go. But I'm reticent to believe, right? Because it's Laura Loomer. But it makes sense
to do with her having relations. She went on to Air Force One years ago, as we all knew, and then began telling people that she had relations. Again, it's Laura Loomer. So don't just take it with a grain of salt, take it with a grain of crack cocaine.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
But the point is, we are now able to demonstrate that she's able to force the administration's hand.
So she definitely has something now. She got something.
Do I believe what she is going to allege, whatever they're afraid of?
Hold on, let me stretch my legs. She definitely got something. You're not gonna just skip this. All right. I'm just making sure we put it up on the charge. Oh, that burger, Lord. Mm-hmm. Glad I saved it. It was either that cookout burger or it was that leftover Chipotle.
Probably not, if I'm being honest, but is she now threatening them into compliance, or she will make his life a living hell? As she says, I won't stop. I'll post your grandkids, your mother, your father. I won't stop until I get what I want. Probably. They probably just don't want to deal with Laura Loomer. Either way, that is a type of blackmail, in my view. That's a type of emotional blackmail. And that very real notion that our president, who it seems randomly attacks people on her behalf. So when you're wondering, why did he send out this crazy tweet about Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly? If you go onto Laura Loomer's feed, you will see that it's her focus of the week. It's whoever Laura Loomer happens to be attacking. That should be noted. Because there is no way in hell that Donald Trump, who has never, by the way, pushed send on his own tweets, that was the job initially of Dan Scavino during his first term. And now it's been widely reported that on Truth Social, that's the job of Natalie Hart. Trump is not using AI to doctor that. He did not hit send on that. And the question that journalists should be asking is who did it and why? And we're going to leave that open ended as of now. I did want to reply fully and let them know that I am not in any way embarrassed by that, and I will not be playing blackmail games. We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, you guys, Chris here, which means longer days, more sun, more time. To $2,500 inflation shield bonus added to your account. Just go to CandiceCrypto.com to learn more and get started. Again, that's CandiceCrypto.com. Okay, just a quick LOL. Someone in the chat just asked this, and it reminded me of this exact same conversation I had with my husband. It's one of these words that doesn't make it over the pond. Someone said, "What's nappy?" I'm from the UK. So in the UK, nappy is a pamper, a baby's pamper.
Right.
So when they say like I need a nappy, they're referring to a baby's pamper or diapers, as we say. But in America, for the UK people, a nappy is an expression that's used to describe like a coarse hair. So she's just describing African hair. So when you call somebody nappy headed, you're calling them African headed, essentially. So it's not so offensive in the UK. Maybe it is. Nobody wants to be a diaper head, but that's the translation for you. Also, the points about we hate.
She didn't really get into it. Like she ain't really you know what I mean? Like she ain't really get into the nappy. So let's because I haven't retwisted my hair. Like I have this right here is what you call nappy, right? This all this new grow, all of this new grow. This is considered nappy, right? It's very coarse. It's not washed. It doesn't have like any kind of product on it or anything like that. I haven't retwisted it. But the reason why I appreciate locks is because it gives you this time. I'm not worried about my hair being straight. I'm not worried about it being blow dried, flat ironed, permed, none of that. I've let that life go and I've stuck to the locks. Now, compared to Candace's hair, this would be considered nappy. There's no heat to it, no blow drying, no flat ironing, no perm, no chemical, no nothing. Only thing I put on my hair, shea butter and coconut oil. I may do some little vitamin E oil in the meantime, in between time, a little black castor oil when I'm allowing the new to actually, you know what I mean, compound. That's when it becomes nappy. And that's why it's called nappy, because I don't subject myself to any other alternative method, especially that weave. Especially that weave. But of course, remember, you have to know your hair type and you have to be able to understand how to maintain your hair type in order to combat that nappiness. And she, you know, we watch a lot of Peppa Pig, so we've heard the word nappy um a lot, especially when they changed characters and stuff, and they had a little Evie over there. Jay, you gotta be over there on YouTube Kids, honey. But it's a little bit more to it. You know, like it's a little bit more to the nappy. Like this is nappy right here. Like all of this is nappy. But of course, when you have locks, that's the point. You have to let it get nappy. Let it get nappy. Let it get nappy. Because I'm allowing it to grow. So that way when I retwist it, I'll have some nappiness to like keep the lock intact. She just wanted to fly past that nappy. I'm like, excuse me, nappy head. Where she got a nappy headed BG? Should have got a nappy headed out. Make it official. Don't look. Don't just tread past it, honey. Call it a nappy headed out.
My team is shocked. Ashley, the producer, blonde hair, blue eyes. Savannah, blonde hair. Bella, blonde hair, blue eyes. Who scrolls on our prompter? So this is definitely news that I hate people with blonde hair and blue eyes. Anyway, speaking of Erica, obviously, because she name checked me today, let's just back this up. Everything went down while I was in Italy, right?
For sure.
Back, suddenly there were all these reporters who were in ball gowns at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, sharing clips down at the ground, taking selfie videos, sharing their survivor stories. And they're now apparently thug life. I think Brian Stelter is about to get that tattooed across his abdomen. He
Tupac.
survived. He's a survivor. What did they survive? Vietnam, the streets of Compton. Actually, it turns out that it's more like the streets of incompetence. What actually happened? Well, a man stormed a security check at the White House Correspondents' Center, and then Secret Service agents and only firing their weapons. That is the latest. And as soon as I saw the video, I was like, I think nobody can like fire a gun that quick. I think it's actually friendly fire. Here's the latest headline in the Washington Post. It reads, video shows moment. Secret Service officers fired at Correspondents' Dinner suspect. And then it says surveillance footage reviewed by the Post provides the clearest picture yet of the seconds after the alleged gunman bolted through a checkpoint inside the hotel. In addition to this, Evan Hill, who is an investigative reporter for the Washington Post, wrote on his X that a Secret Service officer fired 4 times at Cole Allen and in the direction of other security personnel as he charged a security checkpoint. A post review of surveillance footage has found that there was no indication on the footage that Allen fired his weapon. So to be clear, after all of that, it's hard to say a shooting happened, right? Nothing happened in that regard, or I guess the implication that this was a shooting that came from this outsider. The majority of the people could not that were inside could not even hear or distinguish the sound of what was going on. They connected the dots, of course, on the basis of the then rushing the president out, which it would be scary, obviously, like what the heck's going on, which I think a lot of them thought, like, why are they moving him? Actually, I gotta give a rare kudos to Andrew Cole. Now, in a couple of minutes, I will be dissing him, but a rare kudos to Andrew Colvett, who, when he recounted the story, was actually honest. He said he heard a sound. He honestly know what it was. It could have been plates crashing. If anybody, by the way, has been in the presence of a shooting, I have, because I lived in DC and I lived in New York, and you hear guns go off. Sadly, you unless you see it, you're not sure. It's like a pop. It's a pop sound, and yes, it could be, as he is describing, plates crashing. What is that? Okay. Now, despite this actually being a story, we were immediately inundated with social media posts, and for some reason, the star of the would-be saga was
Erica
none
Kirk.
other than Ms. Erica Kirk. Somehow, the exact right moment, and amidst all of the chaos and the subsequent lockdown, someone had captured the exact moment that Erica Kirk was walking out and captured the audio of her saying this.
This pound will never peel off, never. I like that dress. I like that dress. I just want to go home.
So the clip was first shared by Sarah Seidner. She is of CNN, she's a CNN reporter. But I noted pretty early on, and that was pretty precise for her to have reported that. Also, she's on air talent, so it would be unusual for her to just be like trying to get things behind the camera. Anyways, she stopped short. I've looked everywhere of ever saying that she herself recorded it, which I found to be interesting. That's interesting to me. And so I reached out to her on Instagram. I reached out yesterday and I think the day before on Instagram, on Twitter, and via text.
Nope.
Her to simply confirm that she in fact shot the video and that was not given to her by somebody else. I got no response. I would like to confirm she actually shot that footage. Actually, there are other people that are in the corridor who have cell phones. I'll put a bounty on it. I will offer $10,000 to somebody who has the opposite side footage, and I will, obviously will not burn your name. I will protect you. If you have that opposite side footage of the person who caught that footage, 10K is yours, no questions asked. More tips at CandaceOwens.com.
Ooh. Child, she went to Italy and came back and was like, excuse me. Gas is high. Food is high. I got 10 bands. Run it. Run it. Come on.
Anyway, I bring this up because what would have just been Erica's reaction
Right.
somehow became the focal point of the entire event, right? And we were getting lectured. I don't know how it happens that Erica goes out and we get lectured, but it happened again by golly, and Baron Coleman happened to notice that as well. And here's what Baron Coleman had to say.
And maybe innocently, Erica just happened to make an excited utterance. I just want to go home, and she just happened to say that right as she crossed the only camera that captured her leaving.
Look at Barry.
I could accept that.
Look at Barry. But look, but
I could accept it.
But
if it hadn't gone viral. I could accept it if we didn't get hit with a relentless onslaught of simps lining up to promote her in this moment and kick off Operation number 2 of the night. Operation 1 was Operation Ballroom. Operation 2 was Operation Erica Kirk.
Correct.
The president sort of faded into the background. The vice president sort of faded into the background. The only people who really rose to the top, one is a building that hadn't even built yet, a ballroom. And the other is a woman most of us had never heard of 8 months ago. Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk. I have been able to buy that.
Good point.
Facts, okay, Baron Coleman is telling the truth. That's why people are going to hate him. They hate the internet because we clock this stuff so instantly. It was just weird. The ballroom, Erica Kirk. Oh, and then suddenly, again, I'm being tweeted at. Next thing you know, we are all being lectured by neocons across the internet. We're being called sheer evil, psychopathic, because Erica Kirk opted into another social calendar event. Okay. An event that did not in any way require her presence, one which not even Charlie Kirk had ever, or President Trump for that matter.
Right.
He never
That's true.
any of these correspondence dinners, and yet
Thanks.
it's somehow our fault again. We were not invited, and it's always our fault, right? I'm just getting flashbacks to UGA. Erica misses her appointment. We weren't going. We didn't speak about UGA. We didn't say don't go. Suddenly, we got the vice president lecturing us about not keeping Erica safe, right? Neocons, same thing, hitting hard with the repeat lecture about a grieving widow who apparently we're all now somehow responsible of. They just turned her into one of our kids out of nowhere, right? It's all our fault because if you notice anything about Erica Kirk, this is the reason why she went to the social calendar event. Okay. I just want to be very clear at what we are looking at. And forgive me, because I know that Hillary Clinton, many of my listeners maybe voted for Hillary Clinton, you liked Hillary Clinton. That is fine. I did not. And I'll explain to you why, because you might be able to connect the dot here. This is why a lot of people who voted for Trump, some of them actually were just voting against Hillary Clinton in 2016. It was because of the nature of the campaign. It was whiny. It was that is what we resented truly about the campaign. You can't criticize Hillary Clinton because she's a woman. Oh my gosh, this person said this because it's a sexist. Oh my gosh, the reason why Hillary Clinton is struggling, or if you think she fainted, whatever, is because she's a woman. She's hyper qualified. Her husband's Bill Clinton. I'll say Hillary Clinton is actually accomplishing her own right. But that was the whole attitude. It was like, we're not actually trying to get your vote. We don't need your support. We're too rich and too big to fail. She's too connected to fail. So we're just going to keep chastising you. And we're just going to keep lecturing you. And then we expect you to vote for her. That's the Erica Kirk campaign. It's worse. If I could pick, like if we have to go through another cycle of a grift, whether it's a feminist grift, like the Hillary Clinton one, which felt like the race grifts where like people couldn't express their opinions for a while post BLM, George Floyd, or the widow grift where they're doing the same thing. They're shutting down reasonable
Any and everybody,
questions,
yeah.
People that are bringing up things, past whatever it is. The widow grift is the worst. I have to say, of all of them, the widow grift is the one that I actually find to be the most despicable. Because we all know that you're doing it and you just keep doing it. No, it's nobody's fault that Erica went to that event other than Erica. Okay. We did nothing. We didn't hit someone up. We didn't say, hey, could you storm the barrier? Hey, Secret Service, do me a favor. Could you fire shots at each other so that Erica gets into a state of trauma? It's just, we're really getting.
My wife stopped trusting me because I never.
I'm really over it, to be quite honest. Like, I'm just really kind of over it. I'm really over her. But I know we have to deal with her because we're still trying to get to the bottom of what happened with Charlie Kirk. But I guess she just wanted people to know that she got invited and that she was there. That could be my only thing. I'm like, maybe she just, oh, catch me on the way out. I'm gonna, you know, put on my acting skills because, of course, I still want to be this Julia Roberts. That's the only person that come to mind. Angelina Jolie. And so, oh my God, catch me on the way out, and I just want to go home. Her dress was cute. That dress was really cute. Was that JD Vance walking her out, or was that who was that next to her? Who was that next to her? Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to go find it. Uh-huh. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Was that JD Vance? Because then that means that. Hold on. Give me a second.
This actually being the story, we were immediately inundated
Give me a
with
second.
social media posts. And for some reason, the star of the would-be saga was none other than Ms. Erica Kirk. Somehow, at the exact right moment, and amidst all of the chaos and the subsequent lockdown, someone had captured the exact moment that Erica Kirk was walking out and captured the audio of her saying this.
She know I'm over her. No, I'm like, she know I am.
16, it was because of the nature of the campaign. It was whiny. It was
Come on.
so anyway, on the heels
Right.
of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, she tweeted that she would be addressing her latest traumatization. And she did that today. She said, I need to spend time with my family. We should have pulled the tweet. She went literally in one sentence. She said, after today's traumatizing shooting, I need to spend time with my family. And then I will be on the Charlie Kirk show on Wednesday. So I think she just needed 48 hours. And what we got today was objectively weird. It was weird for a couple of reasons. First is that it's 9 minutes, and then they just played Charlie Kirk clips for the remaining almost 2 hours. Second thing is that it was pre-recorded. Okay, it was straight from the teleprompter, and it was very clearly not written by her. But we can kind of go over the points that she delivered. And yes, there's been immediate backlash. And yes, I am already being blamed for the immediate backlash because it's always somebody else's fault when it comes to Erica Kirk. Okay. So the first thing that's weird is the reason that
how is it? Candace been gone since Wednesday. She was out of town Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Maybe she got back yesterday, and then she, But I'm like, how the hell is it Candace's fault? She ain't even been here.
It was true.
They are fucking delusional.
That question, why did you go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner? You literally just said you couldn't do your UGA commitment because there were credible threats and you couldn't trust the Secret Service to absolve them. Then you did an event with Trump, which relied upon the Secret Service. And then now you're doing another event and it's like a press event, right? That actually Charlie hated. He always made fun of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So why do you feel obliged to show up here? And here is the answer that she provided. Take a listen.
And everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation up?
She's so damn evil. You can just tell it. You can just tell it. I'm glad that, she have these little vulnerable moments because we do get to see like that evil side of her. Um, she got on her all black, you know what I mean? She got on her little cap and stuff. She got her hair pulled back into a little ponytail. But she has those moments. I was laying in the bed and I can remember when she was like when Barry Weiss was like, well, what do you want to say to those people out there who are saying whatever her question was? And she was like, stop. Just stop. And it's like, what? You know how like she just kind of jump in and out of it. Stop. Just stop. W- What? So you see why people like meme her for those looks that she make with her eyes. Look, she literally just did the same shit. Quite frankly, I wanted to meet someone in their face. And then she had to catch herself.
Sure that she
Like, what the
provided. Take
fuck?
a listen.
Look, watch her.
And
Watch her.
everyone is asking why I even went to the White
Look,
House Correspondents'
look.
Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
I have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me. So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself and she was very gracious. She was saying, you look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss.
She actually did look real good in that dress. Now I'll give it to her. The booty. I saw you in that dress. It was cute. Crazy ass
To
bitch.
which I replied, it is so nice to put a name to the face,
Oh,
especially with all the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself. And I said to her, you know what's so interesting? This is my first time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I find it so fascinating the dynamic that is going on right now, because everyone is all dressed up and you guys are co-mingling in and out of each other's cocktail parties.
Sure.
And so for one night, you are able to solve your differences for the sake of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning,
Back
things
at
will
it.
go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you. To which she replied, literally, she said, I know. Isn't it special, right? Isn't tonight so special?
My husband says I look 10 years younger with these. I'm 41. People don't believe my age. This is.
Look at Candace.
Any buyers?
Oh.
Any takers of that? That she went just for the social experiment of all? And by the way, I know we're not allowed to remember anything she says yesterday, but I'm pretty sure that when she sat down with Caroline Levitt on stage at Turning Point event, she says that she doesn't she didn't read the headline, she doesn't care, she's completely removed. We've been told over and over again that she's just not aware of what's going on. Now she's saying, I actually went to this event because I needed to confront these journalists who day in and day out, I actually know their names, which is what I can say. I actually don't know the names of all journalists who write articles about me. I don't care to learn about their lives. I actually virtually never give them statements. My PR is open. You can just go out there and say she doesn't care, she doesn't care, she doesn't care, because I just got tired of answering for things. But that's what we're getting. Now we're getting that she went there and she got dolled up, and it was because she simply just wanted to, and she even went to a pre-party, I believe, right? That was posted as well. But that was just because she wanted, it was a social experiment. Okay. And next she's going to say something that is ironic. Okay, she's gonna call out those journalists because that's why she went to, just like, I don't like you journalists. She's gonna call them out for their reactions to the shooting. Okay, take a listen.
If you were in that room, you had no way of knowing what the staff were, or honestly, really anything. It was just utter chaos. And so during an active shooting, these journalists are using their phones to find moments to capture for clips. They were so concerned about getting a video in a room with an active shooter that they could have accidentally and quite literally filmed themselves being shot. Many of those people have become so
desensitized, for sure,
that fight or flight
yeah,
became secondary to the opportunity of putting themselves into the story, which ironically breaks the number one rule of journalism.
I don't know, cause the clip that I saw, man, I'm talking about, I seen the guy, he was sitting there, he ain't even move. He like, the way my knees set up, I'm not finna get down, I ain't finna do that. And then everybody just put their phone up. There was a moment where everybody literally put their phone out. Go
Anybody
ahead.
in the chat want to tell her what's ironic about that statement?
Look, see what I mean?
Anybody?
Look, Miss, film your dead husband in the casket, ma'am, and you know, Farnsworth jumping up on the ledge and filming himself while they're running. Filming himself with while they carrying Charlie Kirk to the car. I'm like, ma'am, please, you're delusional. No, she did just say what I just said. No, she did just say what I just said. Come on. Come, we be here.
That was weird. They said it wasn't weird, and now Erica is basically going, who would record themselves in an active shooting?
Look, I'm like, Tara Farnsworth jumped up on the ledge and started filming a selfie. What are you talking about?
This is Terrell Farnsworth. Doesn't know how many shooters there are. Doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
Seconds. This is not even a minute after Charlie hits the ground.
And who was that just ducked away on his phone? Everybody is running. Who was that she said had ducked away and it was on the phone and just was walking away? I think I had watched this video. Is it Trigger Warning? He had put together like a little documentary or something like that, and he had called him out too. Everybody's running, everybody's scrambling, and you just turned away and was on your phone. I forgot who they said that was.
Him, and he recorded himself. Take a listen.
Tara Farnsworth. Don't look. See what I mean? In the middle.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Hillary.
Look, in the midst. What are you talking about? And then look what he said. He's dead. Technically, Earl Farnsworth was the first person to pronounce Charlie Kirk dead. Look, watch him. Look. Look.
They just shot Charlie.
Look at him with those glasses. Is that the recording glasses? Are those the glasses that record? Oh. Oh. I was making sure. I can. No, they ain't it. They look like it.
So this foundation stick right here is by far my favorite.
Remember, that was Terrell Farnsworth was the first person who pronounced him dead.
I'm just pointing out
The facts.
irony. That's all. I know I'm going to get crushed for that. How dare you remember? I go kind of spending a lot of time on this case, and part of the bizarre reactions that the public doesn't feel good about. So I just think it's weird to call out journalists for exact same actions that your team took. Still works for you. Taking down cameras. All that's a bit weird. And if they started taking down cameras, it was a little weird. Anyway, another part, which this is random push coming from the White House, and you're going to hear us from Erica and from the First Lady as well. Where I'm just trying to feel like they're coming after the First Amendment, right? And
Speech.
bizarrely, they're going after Jimmy Kimmel, which I'm again,
Yeah.
I forget this is the second time that they're going to make me
Second
defend
time.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
They are trying to assert, and again, on the heel. Sharing that about me on the heels of his advisors sharing this information about me. All right.
Trying to make sure I
Going after
didn't
my
hit Cole.
family, that it's actually Jimmy Kimmel's joke that is to blame for the White House Correspondents' incident. Okay. And Erica Kirk is going to underscore that as well. Take a listen.
If you can just pause and just take a minute and ask yourself, how would you feel if even just one person made cruel jokes about the attempted murder of your loved one? That is what Jimmy Kimmel did to the First Lady. He said that she had the glow of an expected widow.
I couldn't I heard about it. I read about it early this morning, or trying to see if I can hear Cole. Hold on. But I read about it, but they didn't tell me like what the
Just like so.
look. There go them damn eyes.
48 hours before that nightmare almost became a reality.
It was a joke. I can't do the Hillary Clinton campaign. I can't do it. I can't do. That's how it felt. Trump would make a joke about something, and then they'd all get out and pretend it was super serious. And it's ironic because like Jimmy Kimmel was a part of that syndicate of people that did this, and I said no, and I couldn't stand Jimmy Kimmel, and I still really don't like Jimmy Kimmel, but they're flipping it now on its head, and they're Jimmy Kimmeling it. Okay, they're doing the thing where they pretend that a joke is existential. A clear and obvious joke is as existential, and now the source of shootings. That's that. This happened because Jimmy Kimmel made a joke. She may have liked the joke. I don't love everything that's said about me. Oh well. Oh well.
Right.
But the big news, of course, is that as she got toward the end of this pre-written monologue, not written by her, is that she name dropped Drewski and she name dropped me. And that was supposed to be, I think, as they planned it. And this is why she's got to stop working with Blake Neff.
Let me just go check on him. I feel like I hear him, but I don't. We just go chill. Okay. We have to say goodbye to everybody. You see me? Don't cover it up. Don't come over here with all that showing. Cover it up. I got you. I got you. We have to say bye bye. We have to say bye bye. Yeah, we have to say bye. Because he's so shitty booty. He got to go wash up. Say hi. Say hi. Hold on, let me get you on the big screen. Oh, who is that? Who is that? Juicy man. Is that cool? We have to say bye bye. You want to say bye bye? Who is that? Oh, I see Cole over there too. Oh, hi. Hi. Yeah, we have to say bye-bye. Because now we have to go take a bath. And I gotta wash my blanket too. Hello? 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 I can't hear you. You need some water? I have some here. I don't have a cup. Well, clean. That one got cream in it. Okay, see? That's why I was saying I was gonna get out of here. Because you have my undivided attention now that you're up and you gotta take a shower. Bath or something. Look at you. Say we could put Candace on the TV and finish watching her. That's who I was watching right there. I know you like her.
Giving Blakey Knapp
See?
wrote it. I know he's her writer for things. This was supposed to be a moment of bravery or something, and it's gonna backfire. Take a listen.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
Well, I don't think that Candace has officially.
And it's just not, the performance of all this is not good. And before we get to her claim, in which people immediately checked her on,
Right.
it's not trending in a good way. It's not trending for her in a good way. They're
Right.
back into this, whatever this was supposed to be. Just an obvious lie.
That's
She
what I'm
wakes up in
saying.
headlines and Candace Owens saying that she killed her husband. Now,
Never said
they're
that.
trying to clean it up. It's similar.
Oh, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I'm gonna put Candace on the TV. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna finish her. In the meantime, in between time, love you. Bye bye.